evening, everyone. This is Joseph Watkins with RGN 99. Hope everyone is well. I have two great individuals with us today. We have author and fellow writer for RGN 99. We have Erik McRimmon, and we have head of marketing for the upcoming and currently out manga, Element Drive. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing good, Will.
Doing all right. Thanks for asking, my friend. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just a couple of questions. Um, Before I start with Element Drive, if you could just give us a little bit about it. Tell us the beauty of what makes Element Drive so amazing. And
Oh, okay. Wow, you're hitting us with some heavy hitters already. So I guess the best way to describe Element Drive, this is basically my life story being
okay,
shared with the world through manga and anime, which is a very deep passion of mine. I mean, I don't need to break down a lot of the classics, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece. We all grew up watching this stuff.
mm,
So I fell in love with the craft, the art, and I told myself I wanted to share like my story through that medium.
okay,
And what made Element Drive so personal for me is that I'm basically sharing events in my life. Obviously, it's some of it is like fabricated, but some of the lessons and some of my life experience is I have gone through in my 32 years of living is being portrayed through my work, through this manga.
okay. Oh, Avery.
If I may, I've known Eric for quite a bit of time. I've known him when he was first getting, the Element Drive script, getting it all together. I know who was working on it when he was working with Geeks in the City and things of the sort. For me, since I came on board once there was already a couple chapters out, for me, it was being able to see the thing that makes this beautiful is seeing Eric grow up in his own shape and form, and then reading his manga and seeing where some of those kind of inner working things kind of collide, seeing where I
Okay,
can, wow, this guy really, really, really grew up. He matured in a couple of ways, and I see it in the manga. I think everything he's doing is like full of passion, full of like, I don't know. So when someone says they reach out for their dreams, I mean, I guess, we all love Naruto. You don't really expect the people to actually go reaching that far. So Eric always kind of impressed me over the last couple 7 years. So I was like, I'm happy to work with him. And I'm happy that he went out and got me, that he trusted
nice,
me to do his thing. Yeah.
nice. Now, if you can walk us through, I know you said it's mentioned loosely on your life, Eric.
Yeah,
Um, Please, if you can, just discuss the characters for us.
there's several characters. You have the main protagonist, you have Payton Mitchell. So a little backstory about Payton Mitchell. So again, just to give you a little FYI, I wasn't exactly the most popular guy growing up. So as a result, I kind of had a few imaginary friends. One of them was in fact named Payton, and I decided to take that and make him to an actual character to my story. Payton Mitchell, his full name is an orphan. He grows up in this kingdom, the Element Kingdom. But what I really want to share about him is that Payton, for the most part, is a very kind-hearted nature person. What I wanted to do with Payton, because I'm a very kind-hearted person too. Anyone who knows me knows that I'll go up and beyond and go to the ends of the world to help people, help my friends in need. So I wanted him to personify those same characteristics. One
Okay.
thing also about Payton was that he loves chocolate, and I did that to make Payton come off as a less intimidating person to show people that Payton is the kind of person that you can approach and not feel intimidated with. That's my
Gotcha.
main pro. Now my dual tag, Nick Stormbreaker, he is basically the moral compass for Payton. Like he is his support system. So, and I'm giving away a little spoil. So brace yourself. So during Payton's journey, he is going to be experiencing temptation to follow like the path of being an element warrior and what it's like to be one, to do the right thing or versus do things for your own self-interest.
Okay.
Nick is going to be that guy that's essentially going to keep Payne on the right path. He's going to be his support system as well as his best friend, the guy who you can depend on, kind of like I want to find the right two characters. I would say like a Naruto Sasuke relation without, the whole like rivalry in a way, but essentially, yeah, they're support systems. They lean off each other and they build off each other to grow as people.
Um, I'm sorry, just with manga becoming so prevalent, and with the anime scene just blowing up everywhere now, walk us through your creative process when creating this, when you this beautiful piece of work that you've created. Like, how does Erik? I got an idea for the next chapter or the next volume.
So the thing is, though, when I meet various people, because we both work in retail, me and Avery, we both work in Nordstrom, and we come across a lot of interesting characters. Avery, I'm sure you can agree on that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, to talk about, I mean, some of the characters that you already have incorporated that are, from your experiences at Nordstrom.
Yes. So that's just one aspect of it. I'm the kind of person, I'm very observant. So if I see things and I'm thinking to myself, yo, I gotta write this down. I gotta like actually put this on paper to just show the craziness that goes on with my life. To just share to people that, hey guys, this is what I go through every day. This is me giving you my world, basically giving you guys a taste of who Erik is. Now, I'm very inspired again by anime, again, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece. I essentially do this. I watch these shows and I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is incredible. And I like to incorporate some of those similar ideas into my works because, again, I'm so inspired by it. I like when people do like the whole versus battles or who will win who against this character or how was this portrayed in this particular medium. I take that. I get very inspired by just watching anime and just writing this stuff down and then incorporating those ideas into Element Drive in order for the fans to really see how certain things unfold just from a different perspective.
Okay. All right. Now this question is for both. How do in the age of manga creation and especially in a market such as manga, especially in America, how do you guys work together to ensure that the manga reaches the audience and the vision resonates with fans?
Avery, go ahead. You take this one. Well, you take the first part.
Yeah, yeah. You'll be surprised by the number of American manga, webtoon, things of the sort that are actually like more popular today. I mean, I'm sure everyone's read, watched Invincible in the recent years. Americanized like cartoonism or action-packed comic, manga, whatever. That's all like incredibly popular today. Ironically, I've had a friend who is an artist who before I started working with Erik, he set the standard, the difference between just regular comics and webtoon slash manga that a lot of Black creators have taken a real good step into webtoons and stepped into Black creative works. You can go up and down TikTok and find different webtoons of Black field artists,
Yes.
like forwarded characters. It's actually amazing that right now I think is a time where a lot of folks really want to tell their story. And when I heard of Erik telling this story, it was like something about his story is a little bit more because I know the guy, I've seen him grow up. I know what he's doing is super inspirational and it couldn't have been at a better time. So all I really make sure is that people see it. I mean, recently we just out of nowhere got like another 1,600 views as soon as we uploaded a chapter for the latest works. So there's such a giant market for especially webtoons. Every new anime that comes out was a webtoon.
Right.
Everything that was a light novel is now an anime on Netflix or something of the sort.
Hmm.
So it's never been a better time than now.
So it's safe to say that we are now in the age of anime manga, the age of
I 100%. Yeah.
Well, I would say we had the age of from manga to anime. Now we're in the age of from webtoon to anime. So Yeah, the webtoons is I can't name. There's so many. I used to be X, now I'm Y, or I was reincarnated as whatever the heck that used to be a webtoon. You're like everything is webtoons now. Comics are barely even a thing. Well, a lot of people still love comics, but webtoons and manga is just it's just it right now.
I will definitely say that webtoons is the way to go.
Absolutely.
Especially
Yeah.
so question. Where did like the title? Why the title Element Drive?
Well, Element Drive, I always liked elements. That's always been my favorite power system from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
Fire, water, earth, wind. You can't go wrong with those kind of powers. Those always, to me, make the best kind of fights. And I wanted to just make something subtle, nothing too crazy out there. And I came up with Drive because, like, Element Drive to kind of give those watchers and readers that kind of like hype to kind of get into the story. So Element Drive, it just worked. I mean, it sounded simple enough. It wasn't anything too complicated for people to not understand, and that's essentially where the title came from.
Okay. Thank you. Now, I guess so far we've have John. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we're between 3 to 4 volumes or 3 to 4 chapters. Just
We currently have 7 chapters out on Webtoons.
okay. Now, how many chapters are you going with Element Drive? Just curious.
Ooh. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I'm aiming to do at least about 100, if not maybe double that, 200.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a lot to talk about, Will, and best believe we are still kind of in like we barely scratched the surface of where this story is going. Once Payton actually reaches the inner wall, which is basically the higher class system, then that's when things are gonna start getting crazy.
Okay. Now, with this first manga that you guys created, what's your approach to marketing this title?
Hmm. Go ahead, Avery. You're my marketing guy, so I'll let you answer.
I'll set the standard that one. While I would love to take credit for some things, I have, consider me just a marketing guy. This is all coming from Eric. Sure, there's some things where I can correct on like typography or well not typography, that's the style of typing. But just like some I clean up a couple verbiage here and there, but when it comes to marketing, is getting in their face as much as you can. Really where Eric is right now is in a much better position than a lot of webtoons. For a guy who's been doing it for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, to have like over damn near 200 likes, about 30 followers, just like the views are asinine. They're a lot better than your average everyday manga or webtoons. So my route is get the characters names out there, let everyone know who these characters are, how cool they are, how dynamic this world is about to be. One thing that I really like about Eric's webtoons Element Drive, not only the fact that I have tattoos full of elements and things of the sort, is my personal favorite about it, and I've told him it's the world, it's the element beast that I like. He notes that like I love the element bears, some of the like the fire bats and things like that. So I really market towards building the world of Element Drive, because everyone loves manga, but they love world building, they love story. And that's what kind of sets apart a lot of webtoons and animes, in my opinion. So making sure we hit every single TikTok, Facebook post, jumping in on Reddit right now. If you haven't noticed, getting information and truthful information on the internet is harder than ever. If you were to Google anything, you'll get 5 sponsored answers before you actually get to where you're looking for. And then you probably get a Reddit answer. The first thing is you see. So I think a lot of things on Reddit is the most important. We set up the Patreon, even though we got some works coming up later for the Patreon to be a little bit more saucy. Reddit, TikTok are two of the main, incredibly like forward things that we try to touch upon. Um, Trying to incorporate where AI being the main thing that is the bee's knees right now. We don't want to use really anything AI. I think people in our breath and our uh, 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 corner of the internet really loves that a genuine artistic nature. So
Mm.
try to get everything on Facebook, everything on the social medias, and just get the world out there.
Nice, nice. Now, this question is for both of you, or if you one of you can answer it. Now we talked earlier about how it's now going from webtoons to webtoons manga, well, from manga to webtoons, and that shift in transition in tech. Now, with this evolution that's taking place, do you feel as though the market, the way manga, like if you've ever been to Barnes and Nobles or the local bookstore, you might see a wall of manga and new editions are being added every day. Do you
Mm-hmm.
feel as though the market might be getting oversaturated, or do you feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg?
I definitely think this is the tip of the iceberg. Here's my personal opinion on it. I don't think you can ever have such a thing as too much manga because manga incorporates everything: action, romance, comedy, drama, sci-fi. There is no limit to what you can do in manga. It's its own separate thing. Because of that, there was never such a thing as too many stories because everyone has a preference of what they like.
Mm,
Everyone likes a good action story, like fighting. Everyone likes a good romance story where people get together after a significant amount of, trials and errors. Everyone likes a good mystery where there's like one secret after another coming through.
okay.
So I do not think there is such a thing as overexaggerated. I think there will always be a market for all types of different manga because manga literally incorporates everything from maths, reading, science, history, you name it.
Mm, manga is
Mhm.
life.
A-
Exactly.
Absolutely. And with the way manga's become even more so a mainstay in just American culture. They're growing because there's such a giant market of it. When you I just finished the anime Monster. So when you finish the anime Monster, you're chasing for that high again, for that thick story, that who's who, that who did it, that when you watch Jujutsu Kaisen and you're waiting for the next anime that got the fight scenes, when you finish Demon Slayer and you're hyped for the next movie. Me, I've been a Baki fan since like 10 years ago. I reread Baki 100 times, literally each
Wow.
and every chapter, each and every version. Son of Baki, Son of Ogre, Baki the Grappler, Grappler Baki. I've been there. Um, and now that it's the stuff that we used to love in manga are getting animes now.
Yeah.
Um,
So
uh, uh,
true.
the way TikTok is going is like you're gonna find a new anime that hit you the same way Freeman hits you when you first watch that. There's gonna be a manga that's a slice of life, like or anime like slice of like geez, I forgot the family oriented one. Never mind, I forgot about that one. But the market for anime and people who want these stories told in a different format is it's only bigger than ever. I'm pretty sure light novels are going to be like a serious thing again. It reminds me of all my dot hack light novels. It reminds me of my Blood Plus light novels. The market's only growing, dude. It's like there's no oversaturation with the creative art of manga being so expansive. It's the market's just crazy, and there's a lot of people reading it right now.
Mm.
Nice. Now, please, if you can, it's great to have you guys, but please, if you can, just tell me about the artist because the work is great.
I mean, if you want to go on.
Wait, oh man, you're in and out.
Yeah, no. Okay, I can.
Mm,
If it's okay, like if you keep the artist a secret, I'll like
Here's the thing.
they're
We
low key.
understand. I mean, it's not that we're keeping the artist a secret, Will. It's more like the fact is that we understand that many people have their own like vision to how they want to draw out certain characters or draw out certain fight scenes or do certain scenery. And we do want to give people the opportunity to express that creativity. That's why when it comes from me, when it comes to designing certain characters, I'll give you just the subtle details and I'll let you go at it. I don't want to stifle anyone's creative integrity.
Okay.
I don't want you to feel as though I'm constricting you or making or censoring you, because art should be free. in terms of the artists, we don't have just one artist. We have a gallery of all artists that is passionate about this stuff, and we let them go at it and let them do their own creative thinking. Because again, the same way how as a writer, I don't want people to stifle me or censor me. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. So for the most part, we have had a number of artists that has come forward to provide us with various like artistic work and draw these manga chapters for us, but we don't have like one specific art. We have maybe at best our own little squad team gearing to go, ready to go whenever they're available, of course, because we get it. Being an artist is not easy and does require juggling multiple projects.
Of course. So we have webtoons, we have the e-Kindle. When does the book drop?
Ooh, I am aiming for the end of the year, so I still got a few more chapters I would like to put out there, but December holiday time, that's what I'm aiming for. That's gonna be my big goal for 2025.
Nice. Now, what type of manga would you describe Element Drive as?
Shonen battle,
Shonen battle?
yeah, shonen battle. You got One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, Solo Leveling, Attack on Titan.
All right. Will you be moving to other genres just out of curiosity?
I would like to incorporate romance into Element Drive. I want Payne to have a love interest. There will be a number of mysteries, so it will be like a kind of like a mystery drama kind of thing. Oh,
Okay.
and there's definitely going to be a lot of comedy. Best believe with all the chocolate scenes that I have planned, you're going to be laughing your tail off when it comes to anytime you see Payne with a chocolate bar.
Okay. All right. Just out of curiosity, because you're in chapter 7, it's moving forward. A lot of love and energy is taking place. One question that I'm interested in is, will you start cosplaying as the characters? Will you start? Well, this is your work, so I'm curious. Will you start cosplaying as the characters?
I gotta find a red jacket, but yeah, I'm not against that idea. Like, or better yet, I can wear a cape to demonstrate what an element warrior would look like. So yeah, because they wear a cape. So yeah, I'm not against that. I know the cosplay scene is definitely out there.
Avery, what
Here's a
about
little
you?
secret. A little during was it anime next? Eric, didn't you have your Black Clover
I did, yes.
this Black Clover cape going on, dude?
Hmm.
We were going through the entire anime next, and Eric's like, some good cosplays going on. Yeah, sure. You saw this one guy in the back, just white beater, little murky looking white beater with the jet with the cape. Eric fell in love with this guy. He's like, I need a photo with this guy right now.
Oh man.
So I mean,
Oh,
if for anybody, any ball in the manga, and if you haven't, there's I think now 2 bald dudes, easy. Go suit on me and I'm in there easy.
oh, nice. Now, with I'm sorry, just trying to find the words. This is great. Now, with the explosion of manga, Element Drive, your passion for your characters and this novel. I'm just curious, like this is just me looking into the future. How many chapters before the anime might drop?
I would say
That's
maybe a solid 100. And
Solid.
I'm probably
Yeah.
just freeballing here, but I would say maybe at least 100 to get the like steam going.
All right. Avery, he's saying 100. How much do you think?
I fly by the will of Eric. If there's anything that I've always liked being, I like being the second guy. Eric's the passion. Consider me the Shikamaru of the group.
Okay.
I believe in this guy.
Got you. Now, in your manga, the one thing that's absent obviously is the music. But what music, and this is just me just throwing this question out there. What music would go with your anime? Author, title.
That's a good one actually. I mean, if Eric allows me some freedom, some capabilities, I've always been massive fan of OSTs. I mean, from Nier's OST, which is I think one of the most iconic ones, all the way back from like Sonic and Knuckles OST on a Sega Genesis, man. Like
Wow.
whatever Eric wants the soundtrack, I'm going to try to be the best man I can be, and get him some I'm sure Eric's got he don't want to just go for what's his name?
Wait, Avery, I'm sorry, you're in
Jesus,
and
like
out.
some Mexican
Yeah,
pop.
yeah.
Oh, I'm in it.
Avery,
Oh no.
you're in and
I'll
out.
let Eric take over.
Okay.
So, I mean, in terms of the soundtrack, I'm the kind of guy that if it's something you can like really bump to, like really get your heart racing, that's always gonna be like my personal preference. So, let me get what's a good anime?
And give me like top five. Top five songs that could go with Element Drive.
Ooh, okay. Any Black Clover opening, number one. So that's
Okay.
number one. Rock the Dragon, Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Then we got, let's see. Attack on Titan with the heavy dramatic music. All the openings were always so intense.
Okay.
And then you got Bleach. Their soundtrack has always been dope, and of course Naruto always has some dope soundtrack.
Okay.
But anything that gets your heart racing and gets you pumped and excited, that's always gonna be my go-to like choice of music.
Okay.
If anything, though, honestly, I want to incorporate like a Power Rangers kind of theme into it.
Oh wow. Nice.
If
Now,
my
oh,
coming
sorry.
through?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep.
If there's anything I got to make sure Eric gets in, I got to make sure he gets that something on the flute from Naruto. It's like, I gotta get that real emotional flute when something happens in Naruto. I got to make sure he gets something real emotional in there. I can't let him just be high octane action. It's got to be some tear jerking around there.
Yeah, some balance.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what is saddest moment so far for the 7 chapters that you have out there? What's the saddest moment in your manga?
I would say at that moment when Payton's village, the villagers of Payton's village, Orange Village, literally tried to kill him over his power. And Payton is 5 years old at the time. When you're 5 years old, you can't comprehend this kind of stuff. You can't understand why do these people hate me for
Okay.
for whatever reason. His element, of course, but he doesn't comprehend that. So at the end of that, I believe it was chapter 3 actually, or chapter 4. It was one of those two when Tyson, the element warrior who befriends him, saves him. You see Payton is about to break down in tears, and you have Tyson kind of like holding him, letting him know that it's okay. Not everyone hates you. I'm here. I'm your friend. And to me, that's a moment where when you're at your lowest point, you just need someone to help you out to get you out the darkness. Because we've all had those moments where we feel like giving up or we feel as though the world is against us. And we just need that one person just to tell you that your life matters and that you're loved and that no matter what, your people will always prefer you alive versus dead.
Oh man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, we're about to wrap up, but what is when fans read your manga, what is the takeaway that you want readers to have when they read Element Drive?
Do not be ashamed to be yourself. Just
Oh
at,
shit!
at the end of the day,
Oh wow! Yo, you really
yeah.
I got to break interview character for a minute. That's kind of tough. Oh
Yeah. I mean, there's 8 billion people on this planet, and all 8 billion people have something unique about them. That's why Payton has an element that's unique that's never been seen before, and that he stands out. But because of that power, because of Payton's character, he grows and develops as a person from it. And that's the lesson I want people to have. It's like I want people to understand that you don't have to be the same as everyone else. You can be your own person and be unique, and people will still love you for that. So
Okay.
never be ashamed to be who you are. Always be proud of who you are. Even if, let's say, people don't understand it from the get go, as long as you understand who you are as a person, that's what matters.
Nice. Avery, is there anything you would like to add
Yeah.
in to this?
Yeah, if I don't cut out, as I read the manga and I've known Eric, there's one thing that I feel like maybe Eric hasn't even peeped it in the webtoon is it's also, stick to yourself and things like that, but no matter who you are, you're gonna find someone there who's gonna be there for you. You're never really gonna be fully alone. You always have someone who can, look over your shoulder, whether it be Peyton and Tyson Gelwin when he saves his family. There's always someone who's like a kind heart who's going to be there for you. Not everybody in the entire world is black, bleak, or like super down. No one wants to just be a true villain. You just keep pushing forward, and you're going to surround yourself with plenty of friends and plenty of people who are looking over your shoulder, and hopefully you'll be looking over theirs as well.
Nice, nice. Now, one last question, and we can conclude. Favorite video game?
Oh,
Favorite video game? Ooh, that's gonna be an interesting one. Oh wow, we're going way back actually. I would say my favorite video game. Ooh, I'm gonna say God of War.
First one, second, third.
Ooh. Oh, the new one, God of War from 2018.
Okay. All right. Avery?
mm, it's tricky. I've always been a massive fan of Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy VIII with was always one of my favorites. But as growing up, I realized the storytelling could have been a little bit better. But geez, man, it's probably got to be Final Fantasy X. I mean, it's probably got to be 10. It's got to be 10. Yeah, the dynamics, the character development, the relations. It was just all a good all-encompassing story. Yeah, you get not a satisfying end, but you get like a heart-wrenching end. Don't look up any of the novels that the Japanese have made afterwards. Don't look up any of that because that's terrible. And
Oh,
it is
wow.
canon. It is canon if anyone asks. That is canon. Listen,
Okay.
Titus comes back, he kicks a blitzball, and he's dead again. That's canon.
Nice, nice. Um, Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Now, um, obviously we can find Element Drive on Webtoons.
Mhm.
Is there any other place that we can find Element Drive?
Well, yeah,
Uh,
it's on to buy Tapas, right?
it's on Tapas, and there's one other website that Eric was uploading to. The name eludes me that I gotta get up there with. And we're also looking maybe see if there's some people who can give us some shout outs on their social medias, and especially some fellow Black creativities. Yeah, but right now Tapas and Webtoons is the main place. We like Tapas because it gets a little bit more, it's like social media. You can post, you can update people, and we also got the Patreon and the Discord set up. So don't, literally Element Drive, all of it. It's every single social media, anything is Element Drive. So you can find much more of that there. Make sure you follow the social medias. Yeah.
Oh, please give us your social media handles.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't have a creative social media. My old YouTube was Al Wolf, so AL Wolf. I did a lot of YouTubes, but right now, my social media is the Element Drive social media. So follow it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, Patreon, pretty much anything you can think of. Yeah. Not a MySpace though. I didn't get the MySpace.
Yeah, not me either.
Eric, your handles?
Yeah.
Oh, my handles is Erik McRimmon. That's Facebook. So if you also want to check me out on YouTube, it is the Almighty Biz. You can follow me on my Instagram again, Erik McRimmon, and I still use Twitter, but I know it's called X now. Again, Erik McRimmon.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Of
Thank you.
course. Thank you, Will. Appreciate it.